Welcome to today's talk session. My name is Deidre Moss, and I'm the host of Can We Talk. I'm an educator, motivator, and a talk connoisseur. Father's Day is Sunday, June 19, 2022. In recognition of this observance, we've dedicated this session to talk about Father's Day and other related topics. We've invited Kareem Hanschel to help us dissect this topic. He is no stranger to this platform, and I'm happy and excited to have him here today. So at this time, I will pass the virtual mic to our guest so that he can introduce himself.
Good evening to everybody that is tuned in and listening. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Deidre Morse for allowing me another opportunity. I feel special, because sometimes it is what it is. I thank you for just thinking of me on Father's Day, because I am a father. I am a father of three. I have three beautiful daughters, 17, 15, and 11. And so I guess I want to share my journey because that's what I really want to do, because every man's journey about father is different. And I want to start with what Father's Day is to me with my understanding. Now that I could speak private to the public, I really recognize Father's Day is not a day for man, but it's a day to recognize and give honor to God, first and foremost. So we as men of the voice look at this day as not for us, but it's a reverence to the Creator, who is our Father. And the Bible says to me that call no man father. And so I don't let my children don't call me father. I tell them as daddy, because father is a sacred word, sacred name, and that's for the Most High. And that was taught to me from Jesus through the text that they give us. But some things I believe. And so with that in mind, I realized that Father's Day for me is going forward is a day of reverence to God for what he has done in our lives over the year. Because when I think back over the first Father's Day segment, I had just came out of I could say a miracle, because, me and my wife, as you know, we was living in our in-law church building at the time from Mother's Day to Father's Day. And the Friday, which is today, around the same time last year, God opened the door and me and my wife was able to move into our own rental. And from then to now, we've even expanded and went into a bigger rental. So we've been spending more money on this Father's Day. So I say, for me, that's what Father's Day is. Now, I would hope that we can then have another day, Daddy's Day, when we talk about good and bad daddy is, because then now you look at what is a daddy? Because a father is the Most High, he's the Creator, and there's no day that he's never given us, and I have to say thank him every day, but today is for him, and so I give back whatever I can to him. But for me as a daddy, in that perspective, because I still don't ever want no one to see me as a father, but as a daddy, based on person's opinions, may determine if I'm a good father or not, because hey, my life. And the reason why I want to use my life as a narrative is because it brings it home, and I want it to be relatable to young men, because this message isn't really for men who may already have children. This is really for messages for men who have not yet dived into that responsibility and could take this broadcast as something to consider when now say they want to have sex, because you don't become a daddy until you get that girl pregnant. And in my life at 39, having my first child around 2021, I was in my last year in university. And so at the end of the day, I could just tell you what my mindset was at between 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that between that 19, 17, when you come to school to 24, I call that's the young adult getting to know who the man is. As growing up, we never really have someone in the home because I was a single parent child. My mother was only my mother. So I want to give my story for those who may be in the same position as me, because everybody's story different. But for me, who didn't have a father at home, didn't really have the male responsibility. So I'm talking to my son now. So I'm going to put this as a narrative as I'm talking to my son about what I expect him to be when he now wants to be a daddy. Okay, son, that's what you need to do, because this is daddy's life. I didn't have a father. So I want to be a father to you. I want to be or daddy to you because I want to be in your life. So I didn't have the daddy coming to the school. I didn't remember the daddy coming and put lunch money on the gate and he coming to see me and all that. And the PTAs and the teacher meetings and the report cards. He didn't care, but I didn't know if he cared, but he was not involved. So I grew up knowing Mummy, Yanni, Grammy, and the love environment, the family structure that was put around me was what compensated for me ever thinking how important a father was, because a daddy is, because
I want to thank you for sharing that. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but before we go a little bit deeper, if you just joined us, like and share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links on our page. We need your support to continue these talks. Also, if there's something that you think we should be talking about, feel free to let us know. We want to hear from you. With that, let's get into our talk. And you talk about what Father's Day means to you, and you talk about the fact that this is a day of reverence more for you, and you refer yourself as a dad rather than Father's Day. But let's talk about the importance. And do you think it's important for us to celebrate Father's Day, and why is it important for us to celebrate Father's Day?
Because it is what it is. It's your flowers. Because when we dissect the role of the daddy or the father in the life of the child, I recognize that mommy is nurture and father is provider and protector. Father is educator, father is disciplinary, father is so much more that is intangible that we don't give credit for. We even take away what fathers could be sometimes without even knowing how much we hurt the children in the future. Because I have children. Two of my children, as I said, let me use handshake. Two of my children are with my first girlfriend, baby mama. And now, I have a wife. So it's with another woman. And I have a child. So I have two children or three children, but they both all have the same daddy, but different mothers. So for me, I had to play one. There's always a question of, okay, Kareem, you probably is a bad daddy because you aren't financially as available for the children. That's the biggest X right there, they'll say on a handshell, who may not be dishing out capital as much as they would want. But what I say to me as a principal, and like I said, I need to talk about handshell. I always said to my baby mother, hey, listen, handshell with you now, so he loving you now at the end of the day, because I don't believe in being the greatest baby father. I'm the greatest boyfriend. Okay, I the greatest husband. I don't believe in this. All of a sudden now I mess up or whatever. Now you put me in this baby mother or this baby daddy role, and I expect me to be committed as if you still my A1 or day one. No, that ain't how it works. But I will contribute, bring my kids home here because they were very active in my life. I miss my children. I haven't seen and what I love my children about, and that's why I say relationship isn't about how much time you spend with your children. Is about the right time, and it's about being there for them, knowing to listen to them, knowing how to give them the advices that they need to help build them from the father's perspective or the daddy's perspective. And so my daughter's 17, and so right now when she ready to see me, she'll call me, hey, daddy, hey, I want to see you. Okay, what's going on? And we meet at school. We have understanding that because like I say, based on our decisions, sometimes we don't have the best relationship with the parenting. Co-parenting sometimes may not just be a good option. Sometimes you just want to stay away. But I tell parents or fathers who are in that position, school has always been the intermediary ground for me to also be able to develop with my children. That allowed me to even see and be so involved in school. You understand what I'm saying? Because I come into the school every day. I come in and when they call me, we meet at school. So she's always interested in me being involved, and she's participating in school. I'm always there. She called me. And so we talk. And like I said to her, your journey as a child coming to adult can be different from mine because my daddy didn't leave me or prepare me a business to work in. I had to go and work on someone's job. I say, that's fine, Danny, but in this time in, baby girl, as a man, and I know how these bosses go, they want the nice new thing on the map. They want to try to terrorize and destroy their life, even with baby. Sometimes the boyfriend get blamed for it, then there's a problem, and then the girl got to now lose her career, her life because of a child, because a child could be a setback, even though it is a blessing. Because at the end of the day, if we do it outside of kingdom, which is out of marriage, this is where the problem now happens. Okay, and so thank God you have maybe family like I have who supported my two children that I had out of marriage. And I was able to then still live kingdom living and struggle because that's what I put on myself because of the decisions we make as men to not do as thus said the Lord, because we think we know it all. We think we know what we're doing. So we put sex first. Ain't got to know the woman, ain't got to know ourselves. Ain't know what we want. Ain't can't afford to even take care of ourselves. We just got a little paycheck looking good. But ain't know the responsibility is way more than what we think. Now, bam, we bring these children in. And now we face with this balanced scale of what defines a great father. Most women consider great fathers who could give money. But then you look at a child's life tomorrow, they fail. But they had all the money in the world. They had everything in the world, but what they didn't have was the building blocks, the relationship. They didn't have the father coming to the school and making sure they even had the father had the relationship and being able. If I tell you some of the things my daughter is telling me, I can't even tell her mommy some of the things she can find in me. That's how close me my little girl says. And I said to them, I say, listen, daddy built a business. So when y'all come to school, y'all could come and work for your business and y'all could build your business, get paid. So you could now understand life and you don't have to become a prey to these predators, especially in this time. You know, as a father, I'm listening.
So when you talk about building blocks and having a relationship with children, not just as, providing financially, but actually, building a relationship, and you talk about having a relationship with your daughters. So, as it pertains to advice, what advice would you give to a father who may not be as active in their child or children's lives?
Listen, the easiest thing is it takes you no time to go sacrifice that weed money, that liquor money, that party money, that woman money to just go to school and give them a little apple and drink. You know how much kids don't have nothing to eat? Since my youngest got diabetes, my wife and I had to go to school every day. So every day I see the truth and I see the fathers and fathers because mothers doing their part. And I commend my baby mother for the job she's done in raising them because at the end of the day, they don't get in no trouble. So at the end of the day, they trying to do good kids. But go to the school on the lunchtime, get to know the teacher. I get every school open. I go to my kids' school and I get to know what grade they're in. I get to know the principal, the vice principal. I get to know the teacher. Okay, because I said to them, hey, we set the order. When a teacher knows that the parent, especially the father, is a part of the child's learning, it makes it easier. Who do you think calls me? The teachers. How do you think I know when my little girl feeling? I just get calls not from my mommy, If they want to go get money for party and then down, but to say, hey, Kareem, education. I don't even know when they graduating, to tell you the truth. Because what I realize is, and I said to my oldest, hey, you could come by me now. You're older now. I understand the situation before because, everything was in there, but now daddy have gotten someplace bigger now that y'all could come and you can now come here and things here. Like I told her when she reached 18, because what I did was when me and their mom separated, I just decided to take her to court. See, most men don't put women in court, but they put her in court. She didn't put me in court. So I just want to let the world know and understand that, yeah, daddies do put mothers in court. I put her in court because I knew the justice system would protect me against the law. As a man, we don't have no right in a dispute with women. Women with grudges and the law could make your life a living hell. So the court gave us the assistance we need, parenting classes. We both had that 10. I passed. I went every day. We had to go.
But I heard that said before that as opposed to women, men have, less rights as it pertains to, as the statement what you would have said. So
I wouldn't say less rights. What I'm saying to you is because we're not educated on the law, because the law has been written because if it depends who mind in the law will determine the reality, but moral is just reality. Natural, you will know rules because it's equal. Man and woman is equal. I mean, I say to a woman, in the terms of equality, in my eyes, is in spirit, female and male is equal. In flesh, woman represents that of this which is female. So that's woman. In order God has given woman, when they get married, they are elevated to equality. So I don't see me and my wife as me greater than her, she less than me, because we both walk in halfway to the aisle, because I became her next provider. It's a transition and going on. We meet our wives halfway to the aisle, or they're walked halfway up with their father, which means their father is now giving them away to this next man. Because me, as the first man in their life, I have a role to play to a point when they find a husband, I then pass her on to him to now provide for her. But we then walk to God hand in hand. That shows that we're presenting ourselves as two equal vessels coming together as one. I just want to throw that in there to get people to understand. So when we went to court, it was to protect my rights and my words and anything that could be used against me. The court will have understanding. So they penalized me for until, okay, you ain't putting this money in the court. Now, like I said, I stopped putting the capital in the court because I said to my children, my oldest at 17 now, I say, hey, listen, there were many times in history where I used to put the money in court, and when I put it in the court, you all come back by me, and I still have to pay money and find money to do things for you all by me for months or whatever. At the same time, I didn't stop y'all from coming by me, but your mom decided that, hey, y'all old enough, y'all ain't gotta go by him no more for whatever reason. Bam, I haven't seen my children. My family, they support my baby mother and her children. But what had happened, and I got upset with them, is because one day the court recognizes any contributions directly to the court. Unless you hold your receipts and keep your receipts as your spending, it cannot be held as evidence, and they will deem it as gifts. So no matter how much money you spend over the course of the time, whatever that res is in the court, that's what the court holding you for. So I said, well, fine, no problem. So I told my 17ers, when you reach 18, we will go to court, and then we will begin to pay your res, so you can now have the money to take care of you. Because what I recognize is most times you're giving this money in child support, but it ain't going to the child. It going to get hair fixed. Again, because child support is this. I don't believe in the child by me, and then you still want me to give child support by you and the child ain't there.
Okay, you're going a little bit deep. You're going a little bit deep. So I'm
Just
just
give me
gonna,
some understanding.
yeah, you're going a little bit deep. But for those listening and viewing in, if you have any comments, please feel free to comment on the video. Let us know your thoughts.
Yes.
And please like and share this video. So I want to ask you about challenges. I know you were going a little bit deep. Just want us to come back just a little bit. So what are some or one of the major challenges that you experience as a father?
That's what I'm saying, not being able to see my children because they are part of our lives. I think no matter what, if a father doesn't take care of their child or not, they think about their child. It's their seed, that's us. They think just like us. I feel my kids. I feel them. I know when they're in trouble. I could tell you, I pull up on them. I just pull up on them. So a father cannot be disobedient to the fact that he cannot neglect that call of action that is given subliminally in his consciousness for his children. Whatever little it is about the content he's putting in them. No matter how little it is, it's the motivation that your child get because you daddy, Daddy give me the instruction. Daddy tell me how to read. Daddy show me how to do this math problem. Every time I have something in school, daddy care. How come mommy don't care? So that money become a part of the scale I grade mommy and daddy on. So I tell daddies, don't worry, if you don't get the money, go see them. Well, mommy getting the money, thank God. But they see you and let them know you love them and let them know that you're there for them because daddy life could turn around. In the future, you can't count daddy out. Daddy still could take care of his child at 30, 40. Why he can't take care of his big 30-year-old girl? They my children. You think until they get married, they my children, and then the man have to be able to take care of my daughters as I take care of my wife because that's what I got married for, to show them this is a system of things that you're doing when I put these action verbs together. I didn't talk about them getting married and I single in the bar, drinking Ken on bar, having a bunch of women everywhere. After my two daughters, I had another child, and it could be with my wife. So I want to teach them something through my actions, not my pockets, because that could be empty some days. But don't only call daddy like I tell them. Don't only call daddy because you want money. Call daddy and say, Daddy, how you doing? You ain't know daddy have money. Daddy could have just get a lick and now you called right in time because you're showing love. I say, that money thing, baby girl, that's what they program you all to believe. That's what a relationship is all about. So I have to talk to my little girls about the virtuous woman and the evil woman, the Satan, the woman who entered the world. She ain't into nothing but this money, 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 money. But no, a woman is designed to carry herself according to the word as an example that she could be found, sought out after a man to be made a wife, so he could take care of you for the rest of your life if he following his principles as what thus said the Lord. You see? And so I try to get them an understanding to also to push to think for themselves. So don't depend on people to think for you. Don't follow the crowd. You know, when I pull up on them in school, my little girl, my oldest go to see her. I pull up on CI, must be probably one of the only parents who's pull up and see her walker during lunchtime. The whole school look at me like, who parent that is? Where Karen? I all around the school, where she is. No boys. You're going to school to learn. So I do these things to make sure I catch them in the environment to see how they act, and so they can't tell me what they want to tell me. Because children's lie. And so we as a parent can't depend on our children's words as face value. We have to be able to investigate and to monitor your children in a way that where they even know you're watching them, they watching them. I say, you see why you can't judge other people's children? Because you all have to be able to walk as thus said the Lord and make the Lord proud, and he proud of me because I learn from my wickedness. I learn and change from my wicked ways and say, hey, son, you got to be doing different than daddy. Yeah, cool, have many girls, but what that can get you? How many old men single? When your money run out, you still have the woman, because why? You ain't never build with a woman. You ain't never become one. You ain't never grow. And so I want to grow women or my daughters to become someone that their sons could be known that we're like to marry her. Don't put sex first. No, abstain. Because, I'm proud of you all, but it created a lot of hardship. I hurt because I can't see you all when I wanted to for whatever reason. But we could build on that because you're 18 now. You're a woman, you're an adult. So everything that we miss, we could still catch up on, fathers. You ain't gotta feel as if the world end. No, that's just a process in a period of time that can pass, and you could still have a relationship with your children. And so that's
Thank
how
you.
I believe.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I hear you talk a lot about your role in your daughter's lives. So, what do you think is your most important role as their father? As a father, what is the most important role for a father in your view?
What I do, not because I can never replace the mother. The mother will always be the breast in the child's mouth. But what she hear about her daddy, what she see, because she can hear, because they hear stuff. My little girl called me, hey daddy, what's going on? You running? I had to get mad and row one person. They talk so bad about this, that, that. And I had to show her, like, listen, I show you. Don't worry about what they saying. It's what I show you. Does daddy look weak? No. Feel daddy muscles. Boy, daddy muscles big. Okay. Come here, let me lift you up. Boy, daddy you strong. Okay. Oh, daddy look good. Okay. That's because daddy, this daddy. Don't worry about what they say daddy look like or how daddy is. Daddy is what you see. See some money. Okay, how much money you need? You need $25, huh? Okay, good. That's what daddy doing. You get a business to run when you come out of school. That's what daddy doing. Daddy's setting you up. Daddy didn't have this. So daddy could do this for you and could tell you about this so you could prepare yourself. What I need, daddy, education. That's all. You don't need a boyfriend. You don't need that. You could have friends. And they have to, and their parents have to be on a different level because I mean, like I say, I had two kids on the marriage. So and like I was out there in the world, partying, picking up girls, Slate Town. But then it got me two beautiful children. But then through the sin, the pain came through the separation and through these feelings and emotions that humans have, that they really right or wrong, but that's not reality. And so I live with it. I live with it because I wanted to be my lessons for a time like this that you brought out, Mrs. Marks. Because what is my personal? What people talking about it anyway, based on the side of the coin you reading, they can say I worthless or they can say I powerful. So at the end of the day, I have to present the reality and the facts to know that But do you know I go to their school? Do you know that when she was failing, the teacher called me and said, Hanshel, I need you to come talk to your daughter. What? Okay, pull up on the school next day. Hey, what's going on? Okay, get it together, turn it around. I need you. This is what my fathers need to be doing to their daughters and their sons. I need you to be here to take over. I need you to build up. You know what my father told me? I am not yet his son. That's my Father's Day present for my daddy. I'm your son, you ain't my son, Kareem. I say, what, 39 years? You wait 39 years to tell me I'm your son. I say, you don't make no sense. I say, come on, but think about it. I say, Daddy, I you do electrical work. You never pick me up to say, Hanchel, come on the site with you. I pick you up and bring you on the site to show you that you should be proud of me to the man I became. I'm married. I have children. I have my own business. I don't get in trouble. You understand? Outside of the negatives that you may hear, what about the positives that I'm trying to create for my children? That in the future, when they check on daddy, they could say, hey, my daddy was somebody. At some point, he wasn't what people were saying. Wow, he was running for government. He being in parliament. This is what I want. So every daddy can find their greatness, and it don't take money. It takes his decision. Because when me and my wife and my daughter was going through our struggle, all I had was Facebook, a post. And I posted on Facebook because my little girl was diabetic. That's why I grow my hair, because I choose between cutting my hair or feeding my family. Yeah, we was in the pandemic before it hit. I was pinching pennies and everybody around me just having a good time. Then bringing my kids to see me. As far as I'm concerned, Daddy must say it's in a weightless box. But what I had to do is, I done what I was up against. So the majority then have me in a worthless box. What I have to do, I have to succeed. Fathers, this is what you have to tell yourself. You have to find that little spark in your heart. That's why I say visit your children in school, because seeing them is what motivates you. When you hear them say, Daddy, I ain't got no lunch money, and you go there and see them eating the lunch line, and you say, Jesus Christ, get strong again. And you have to build yourself, to motivate yourself, to find and to cry. Not to blame people for why you where you is, but to say, God, my sin, and forgive me for it. And I ask that you take me and you rescue me, because then you have to take me out of this pit, because that's what he did when I was in the church. He didn't put me in the bushes, he put me in the church. Thank God for my mother-in-law. I say, hey, and me and my wife, every morning, me and my daughters, we sweep, I cook. My wife came up to church, nighttime, morning time, and we love ourselves. And God, and I pray one morning, and I say, bless our God, God bless us this day. And sure as fate, Father's Day like today, God say, your struggle is over, my son. He said, you now could now build yourself up so you could be the man to your children that have made you to be. And your story, when you tell it, that men who may feel that their story is so worse could see that they too, where they is, could bounce, because there are things in place that they could utilize to protect themselves as they protect their relationship. Because what happens is sometimes women just want to break the relationship up with you have with your children. And so I say to fathers, they have to protect the relationship. And these little times, because I don't have to go by the house, because I only think I coming to see her. So I go in by the school. Hey, Mrs. Beryl. Hey, Angel, where's Kaylee? Where's Charlene? Where's Karen? Daddy reach. I get my little McDonald's or Wendy's, or they say, well, Daddy want a little money, the big one, little money. Now she go. She always eating, but she's so small. I love her to death. Hey, they are children, and like I tell her, Daddy could do so much more. We'll do so much more, but just forgive Daddy and give us a time to get it together. And don't distance yourself from Daddy, because you don't know what on the side of the fence. And so I tell fathers, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. And mothers, let's now motivate fathers, because there's so much in them. Ma, you crushing that diamond, all you need to do is breathe life into that diamond and watch that shine for you, because their role is to take care of you. That's why you're all exhausted, because our fathers and daddies have been misled to believe that sex and then children, because when you sex, you have these children, and now they're leaving these children all around, and then they running for marriage, which is responsibility, and then they want to blame the woman. And that's why I tell my children, I have daughters for a reason. And I observe them. I say, well, my God, when we go to beautiful three daughters, and you see these old predators looking at your daughters and things. And I say, and I just sometimes go in the corner and I, because I used to be when you're in them things, you're not a move. So I in the corner right there looking. And I used to look at this old savage. And when I go to my little girls, I say, hey, you know what I learned? They lie on Eve. Adam lie on Eve because Eve ain't know nothing about them breasts. None of my daughters, when they 11, 12, start bumping, they ain't know nothing about them breasts or what them breasts for other than baby food. Tell a nasty big man who they going to put that registration for, because I don't never condone predatory activities because I have children, brothers. And even when I was in the world, I was into women, adults. You cannot, man, you can't blame this woman for your mistakes, and then you leave them with these children and you push out. And then you can't keep repeating the cycle. At some point, you get a life, you got to show that you learn from it. So I go on from here and I say, well, Ancha, the next one got to be the wife. So you got to make more sense. So I go on to God for this decision this time. And it's been 14 years, and my wife has been supportive with my role as a father because the woman pushes you to be that. It's more than just money to being a father. It's that relationship. And that's why I keep hitting on that. It's that communication. It's that baby girl, I love you.
Congratulations on your relationship and stepping up, like you said, to be a father to your kids. And so I want us to enter into a segment, fast talk segment. So
Yes,
you're only gonna have 60 minutes to answer each question. So I hope you
60
can answer
seconds.
60 seconds.
Oh, because I was supposed to say it.
No, 60, just 60 seconds. So first question, do you think good fathers get the recognition that they deserve?
No, we don't promote it. How many people you see right now promoting one good example of what their father did? I don't care how old it is. We should talk that star, talk that metal. Let the heart pound with love versus pain. You can't remember that little McDonald's I buy for you.
What is one piece of advice you wish you would have gotten before you became a father?
Kareem, get married first. Get to know yourself. But I was told as a young boy, you ain't hit that yet. You like money.
How best do you think we can honor and recognize fathers exclusive of observing Father's Day?
Stop holding your children from seeing their fathers. If your fathers want to see their children, let them see them. Amen. I think God will bless you for sacrificing. Because if the money was the reason why you would let them see her or him, the blessing might be held back because he may not have it. But because you let him see them, God still bless you for your obedience because you cannot hold back these children from the seed giver.
Thank you. That's 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Thank you. So as we close out, as we come to the as we wind down the close of the session, is there any additional thoughts you would like to add?
I just want to tell my children I love them. I just want to tell out of Bahamas that, at the end of the day, we could forgive. Forgiveness is, and use our experiences. Don't be afraid to share them, but to learn from them and to know that at the end of the day, if every father step up, it's a trickling effect because it's about the chain, the happy child, the happy mommy, the happy mommy, the happy man. It's like the chain. Sometimes we even know that child ain't happy because that father, what you think, whatever little he ain't doing ain't enough is what is the happiest thing in her life. So don't take that from her. Let that light burn, so you could see how we could maybe change our world and everybody could play their position. So I can't castrate no man or cast judgment, but I say, hey, it's just little things that we could do. And forget about the money. Just go there, cook some rice in your house, cook and take the food. That's what I did. When I had it, I had to cook.
I mean, sometimes, we need the financial, sometimes the financial component is needed. The financial component is needed. So we can't say forget about the money.
No, I never say forget about the money. What I'm saying to you is child support goes a far way. Now, communities, remember now, we have network systems, okay? When I fall off or fell down from my first two, that's why I say thank God for my family who was there. And like I said, I don't want to go poison into why I made a decision to just let the court accumulate this money for me to deal with my little girl at the end of the day. So they got this money to deal with outside of their education. This their child support. Now you can see it here. So all them stories of why was it coming and all this to help you feed you. Here it is. You could now give it to do. You can give it to your mommy. You can give it to your boyfriend. You can do whatever. That's your business. But you could say nah, because some people give and the people still say, wait, listen, you can't see your children.
Now,
So
I see you're
that's
going a
my
little bit
decision.
deep. You're going a little bit deep there.
That's why I say every person
Going deep.
Saiga's story different. But I'm saying to mothers, money does not determine the relationship of the child. That's why I say the fathers
Yeah.
stop having children with these women, and we cannot afford it. That's the mistakes we make. So that's why I say the Bible say abstain from sex and get married so you and your woman could work together. She's your helpmate, y'all could build this thing. So we keep making about this money thing when child come wrong and create a problem or issues when it did come right, it would have never been a money problem because they would have been in kingdom. Because relationship is what they still miss. Because how many kids that they had everything from their father except that relationship, and they turn out to be criminals, rich criminals, who will be setting things on the gate right now every time they get the sinks, they get everything you need, the phone, the chips, whatever. They got the business in prison because they rich parents who just got them on lock, but never give them what's also important. So there are systems in place that provide support outside of what's nurturing. We're talking about the core nurture. Money just means I don't have no good clothes on. I maybe have dirty clothes on, no shoes, no these things. But we talk about what type of person is under the clothes that we see. How many bad people that you know because they have poor experiences from neglect by fathers and mothers abuse them because daddy didn't, even whether he had the money or not, just because she didn't have the man or the man didn't have the woman, these children suffer.
You're going a little bit deep, but I just want to look at the comments. I want to thank Vivian Pitter from Jamaica. Vivian, where have you been? Thank you so much for joining us in the session today. Thank you, Mr. Hancho, for sharing.
The comments.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for listening to us today. And I want to thank you, Mr. Hancho, for sharing with us today. I know you're going to have your crab and rice ready.
No, I don't eat crab and
know.
rice. There's no crab and rice.
Yeah, no
but
crab
for those
and
who eat crab and rice, enjoy your crab and rice. I tell them pick it out. I ain't gonna not eat the rice. I'll pick out the crab. But I don't eat the crab. That's why I think that's why they probably don't like me. They think I'm Bahamian.
Okay, no crab and rice. No crab and rice to you this Sunday.
No.
But I would like to thank.
Pick it out.
Pick it up. Just pick it out. Just pick it out.
Yeah,
but you're gonna have a good meal either way. Yeah. So I would like to thank our guest, Kareem Hancho. I would like to thank our viewers for listening in. Like our page for future notifications of upcoming talks. Comment under our videos. Let us know what your thoughts and let us know what you want us to talk about. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Can We Talk? Follow us on Instagram and Twitter using the social platforms addresses provided on our page. Thank you. And remember, let's think, talk, do. Thank you. Have a great day.